Welcome back to Soundscape, where we explore the songs that didn't just entertain us, but challenged the way we think. Today's song is simple, soft, and quiet, yet it became one of the most powerful messages ever written in music. This is Imagine by John Lennon. Before or after watching this video, I really encourage you to go and listen to the song, because once you understand its story, every single lyric feels so much heavier. So let's dive in. To understand Imagine, you first have to understand the man behind it. John Lennon was, of course, a Beatle, one of the most famous musicians in history. But he was also much more than that. He was a songwriter, a passionate activist, and a man completely unafraid to speak his mind, even when it made people uncomfortable. After the Beatles broke up in 1970, John's focus shifted dramatically. He wasn't chasing #1 hits on the charts anymore. He was chasing truth. He began using his music as a platform for his social and political views, collaborating extensively with his wife, artist and activist Yoko Ono. The early 1970s were a turbulent time, a period of immense global tension. The Vietnam War was raging, sparking widespread protests and deep divisions within society. Political ideologies were clashing fiercely, creating a climate of distrust and conflict. Religious differences were also a source of strife around the world. The atmosphere was charged with anxiety and uncertainty. And into this tense world, John Lennon wanted to pose a very simple, yet very dangerous question. What if all the things that divide us just disappeared? What if the constructs we built our societies on, nations, religions, possessions, were gone? It was a radical idea, one that would form the core of his most iconic solo work. Imagine was released in 1971, appearing on the album of the same name. The inspiration for the song came from several places, but a significant influence was Lennon's wife, Yoko Ono. He was particularly inspired by her 1964 conceptual art book, Grapefruit. In it, she included pieces with instructions that began with the word imagine, such as imagine the clouds dripping. These prompts encouraged a form of conceptual thinking, pushing the reader to visualize a world beyond the one they knew. Lennon later admitted that Yoko deserved a co-writing credit for Imagine because her work provided the fundamental concept and spirit of the song. He described the song as virtually the Communist Manifesto, but sweetened with a gentle melody to make its radical ideas more palatable. And the melody truly is gentle. The song opens with that iconic simple piano riff, played by Lennon himself. It's soft, almost like a lullaby, drawing you in with its warmth and simplicity. It creates a feeling of peace and tranquility, a stark contrast to the revolutionary ideas presented in the lyrics. This musical choice was brilliant. It made the song accessible and non-threatening, allowing its powerful message to slip past listeners' defenses. The production, co-handled by the legendary Phil Spector, is famously sparse, keeping the focus squarely on Lennon's voice and the piano. It feels intimate, like Lennon is sitting right there in the room with you, sharing a private thought. But while the music is soft, the message is incredibly bold. Let's break down the lyrics. The song starts with an invitation. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us. Only sky. Right from the start, Lennon challenges the concept of an afterlife, a cornerstone of many major religions. He's not being dismissive. He's asking us to consider a world where people aren't motivated by promises of eternal reward or fear of eternal punishment. Instead, he suggests we focus on the here and now. Imagine all the people living for today. This line sets the tone for the entire song. It's a call to mindfulness, to value the present moment and the lives we are living right now on Earth. Then, he moves on to an even bigger, more controversial idea. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. In a world defined by borders, flags, and national identities, this was a truly radical thought. He follows it up with, nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Here, Lennon directly links nationalism and organized religion to conflict and violence. He saw how these powerful ideologies, which are meant to unite people, often end up dividing them, leading to war and suffering. He envisioned a world free from these divisions, where humanity is one unified whole. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You can hear the yearning in his voice. This wasn't just a clever lyrical exercise. It was a deeply felt desire for a better world. The final verse tackles materialism and economic inequality. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Here, Lennon challenges the very foundations of capitalist society. He asks us to envision a world where the obsession with owning things disappears, and with it, the greed that drives so much conflict and the poverty that causes so much suffering. He imagines a system based on sharing and collective well-being, a brotherhood of man. Lennon was aware of the apparent hypocrisy of a wealthy rock star singing about having no possessions. He openly called himself a hypocrite but argued that you don't have to be poor to advocate for a more equitable world. He used his wealth and platform to spread the message. As you might expect, not everyone welcomed this message with open arms. When Imagine was released, the reaction was deeply polarized. For many, it was an anthem of hope, a beautiful and inspiring vision of a better future. But for others, it was deeply problematic. Some critics dismissed the song as hopelessly naive, a childish fantasy that ignored the harsh realities of human nature and history. They argued that the world Lennon imagined was simply impossible. Others saw it as dangerously political. The lyrics were interpreted as an attack on core societal values, patriotism, religious faith, and free market capitalism. In the context of the Cold War, a song that sounded suspiciously like a communist utopia was bound to stir controversy. Some religious groups condemned the song for its rejection of heaven and religion, calling it atheistic and blasphemous. They felt it undermined the moral foundations of society. The song challenged nationalism, it challenged religion, and it challenged materialism, the very pillars on which much of the modern world was built. But that's precisely why it was, and still is, so important. Imagine proved that a song didn't need to be loud or aggressive to be revolutionary. Its power lay in its quiet, persistent questioning. So what is the deeper meaning here? At its very core, Imagine is a profound exercise in empathy. It's a song that asks us to step outside of our own identities, our nationality, our religion, our social class, and try to see the world from a shared human perspective. It's a call to dismantle the mental walls we build between us and them. The song asks us to picture a world where people live for today, fully present and engaged with life. It envisions a world with no hierarchies, where no one is above or below another. And most importantly, it holds out the idea that peace is not just a dream, but a genuine possibility. Crucially, the song doesn't offer a detailed plan or a political roadmap. It doesn't promise perfection. It simply offers a possibility. The power of the word imagine is that it is an invitation, not a command. John Lennon wasn't telling people what to believe or how to act. He was simply asking them to engage in a thought experiment, to open their minds to another way of being. And that's what has made the song so timeless. It's not tied to a specific political movement or a particular moment in history. It speaks to a universal human longing for peace, unity, and a world free from suffering. Decades after its release, the legacy of Imagine is undeniable. It has transcended its origins to become a global anthem for peace and hope. You hear it played at peace rallies and protests around the world. It's sung at memorials and moments of global grief, offering comfort and a sense of shared humanity in the face of tragedy. After the 9/11 attacks, it became an unofficial anthem of mourning and resilience. It's performed at the Olympic Games, a symbol of global unity. The song has been covered by countless artists across every genre, each new interpretation breathing fresh life into its message. Imagine became an anthem for hope, not because it had all the answers, but because it dared to ask the right questions. It continues to inspire new generations to believe in the possibility of a more peaceful world. So now that you know the story behind the song, I invite you to listen to Imagine again. Don't just hear it as a pretty melody. Listen to it as a message, a challenge, a question. Think about what it means to you. Does the world it describes feel possible? Does it feel desirable? The song's true power isn't in John Lennon's voice. It's in the conversation it starts within each of us. What do you think? Can a song like Imagine really change the world, or is it just a beautiful dream? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with someone who might appreciate it. Stay here on Soundscape, where music always meets meaning. Thanks for watching.